সুপ্রিয় দর্শক, সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি টিভি 24 আয়োজিত নিয়মিত অনুষ্ঠান দ্য ভিউজ। আমি হাবিব রহমান যথারীতি আছি আপনাদের সাথে। আজকে অনুষ্ঠানটি একটু ভিন্ন হবে। আমি প্রায় বলে থাকি যে সময় পরিবর্তন হচ্ছে, সময়ের পরিবর্তনের সাথে সাথে আপনাকে সবাইকে পরিবর্তন হতে হবে তাল মিলিয়ে চলার জন্য। সবকিছুর সাথে যদি আমরা তাল মিলাতে না পারি তাহলে কিন্তু ভালো হবে না। কার জন্য ভালো হবে না? আমাদের সবার জন্য ভালো হবে না, ভবিষ্যতের জন্য ভালো হবে না। অ্যান্ড দিস ইজ, আমি বেশ কিছুদিন ধরে বলে আসছি, টুডেইজ প্রোগ্রাম কি করলে কি ভালো হবে তার একটি অংশ। আস্তে আস্তে বিভিন্ন বিষয় নিয়ে আমি কথা বলা শুরু করব এবং এই সব কয়টি আপনাদের কাজে লাগবে। আজকে এডুকেশন নিয়ে কথা বলবো। সো আজকের এই প্রোগ্রামটি ইংরেজি এবং বাংলা দুটি মিলিয়ে হবে। কেন হবে কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে বুঝে যাবেন। বাট আপনারা যারা আছেন, যারা আপগ্রেড করতে চান, যারা ফ্রেশ স্টুডেন্ট, যারা ফরেন স্টুডেন্ট, যারা নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটি অথবা আমেরিকার বিভিন্ন জায়গায় আছেন, অনেকদিন হচ্ছে পড়ালেখা করেনি, আবারও নতুন করে শুরু করতে চান, কারণ আপনারা বুঝতে পারছেন কিছু একটা করতে হবে। So, this is for you. Education has always been one of the greatest investment for any person. An investment a person can make, and a person can make, which is you. A college degree not only opens the door for better paying job, যেটা আমরা অনেকেই মনে করে থাকি, but also creates opportunity for innovation, leadership, long-term success. Yet, for many students, অনেকের জন্য, the journey to higher education is not easy one, and understandably so. আজকের প্রোগ্রামে আমরা অনেক কিছু তুলে ধরব। প্রোগ্রামটি যখন লাইভ দেখবেন, প্রোগ্রামটি যখন পরে দেখবেন, সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে বারবার দেখতে হবে। Every year, thousands of students, both here in the United States and around the world, face financial difficulties, academic setbacks, or simply don't know what options are available to continue their education. Some begin college but cannot finish. It's not uncommon. It's very common, actually. Others dream of studying in America but believe the cost is beyond their reach. We'll discuss about that today. Many talented students lose hope, not because they lack ability, but because they lack opportunity. Fortunately, there are universities, which we're going to talk about this a lot today, that believe every student deserves a second chance or a fresh start and clear pathways to success. Tonight, we honor and welcome representatives from Southern University, Utah University, a nationally in the US, nationally and globally recognized public university that is committed to students' success. How? Through affordable tuition, personalized academics or academic support, flexible transfer opportunities, and a welcoming environment. This is very important. We're going to come to it. For both domestic and international, অর্থাৎ আপনি যদি এখানে ভিতরে থাকেন, আমেরিকার ভিতরে অথবা বাংলাদেশ থেকে দেখছেন, দেশের বাইরে থেকে, for both. So domestic and international students. Whether you are a high school graduate, maybe আপনি অনেক বছর আগে high school করেছেন, then you didn't continue, our community college students planning to transfer, and international students seeking a quality American education, or working professional looking to complete your degree. There are a lot of people who can excel once they finish their degree, all right? Tonight's conversation may provide the answers you have been looking for, searching for. So, with that being said, I'm going to welcome Rownak, Afza, Marketing and Communications Specialist, International Affairs, a student, Southern Utah University. Welcome.
Thank you.
আরো কথা বলবো আমরা। আমি বলার চাই দর্শকদের যে আপনি ইউটা থেকে সরাসরি এখানে এসেছেন প্লেন নিয়ে।
It's so good to see you here.
Well, I was waiting for you to come here, but we'll talk more. আমাদের সাথে আরো আছেন Stephen Allen, okay, Associate Vice President, International Affairs, Southern Utah University. Welcome.
Habib, so great to be with you today. Thanks for having us.
Trust me, I'm more happier than you to have you here because you guys actually flew in. So honestly, I really like that. I really understand that it takes time and to make room for someone like you to make the schedule and then fly in from Utah to New York City, and in the middle of those things, canceling flights and canceling bookings and all these things. I know all that.
It was an adventure to get here, but we made it, and excited to be with you and your audience.
Well, finally, we're sitting here.
That's right.
And we're talking about this. Okay, so now that people know Rownak and Alan, Stephen or Alan? What do I say?
Steven.
Alan?
Yeah.
Mr. Allen?
Dr. Allen or Steve?
Dr. Allen.
Mr. Allen is my dad.
Okay, Dr. Allen. Now, all joking aside, please introduce yourself, and tell our viewers about your university, Southern Utah University. The unique why is the unique among other universities? Let's just start from there.
Yeah, that's a great question. I got my education at Southern Utah University, and then went on to the University of Nebraska at Lincoln for my master's and PhD. My parents are both educators, and so I have this passion about creating opportunities and pathways for university students to get a university education. SU is located in a really safe part of the United States. We have students from about 100 countries and about 1,000 students in the world. And what I love about my job is helping them succeed and get a degree. We try to meet students wherever they are at, whether they're transferring or coming from abroad. We try to help them. But we're a public university founded in 1897, and it's a wonderful.
Yeah, so basically you and your entire family comes from educational background, which is really great, because I think it is very, nowadays, if you want to speak with someone, who wants to get some higher education, I think you are just the right person from that perspective. And there are many other things I'm going to talk about. You're going to add something to it.
Great. Well, just that I think it is so easy to take missteps when you're looking for a place to go to school. And when you're not familiar with the system, it can be discouraging and expensive.
Right. Very good. I mean, I'm going to come back to you, but Rownak, তোমার জন্য কিছু প্রশ্ন। আমরা জানি বাংলাদেশ থেকে আমাদের প্রোগ্রাম অনেকে দেখে থাকেন, আমেরিকার ভিতর থেকে অনেকে দেখে থাকেন। নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটিতে, especially in the five boroughs, forget about the MITs, if you go to Boston and stuff, these are very expensive, right? But আমাদের মধ্যে অনেকে আছেন, অনেক স্টুডেন্ট আছে যারা স্ট্রাগল করে দুভাবে বা তিনভাবে। ফাইন্যান্সিয়ালি কেউ স্ট্রাগল করছেন, তার জন্য হয়তো কলেজ যাওয়াটাই সুবিধাজনক না, বিকজ ফাইন্যান্সিয়ালি ইউ আর স্ট্রাগলিং, রাইট? এটি একটি ব্যাপার। একাডেমিকলি অনেকে স্ট্রাগল করে। There are a lot of people academically struggles, like, oh my God, I wish when I was in a college, কিন্তু আমার পক্ষে পড়াই সম্ভব না, কারণ আমি বুঝতেছি না, এরকমও আছে। So you financially struggling, some are academically struggling. How does, you have been working there for a long time now, কিভাবে Southern Utah University স্টুডেন্টকে হেল্প করবে যারা এই যে স্ট্রাগল মানে থ্রু আউট করবে? মনে করেন স্টুডেন্টস হু মে হ্যাভ থট, যারা মনে করেন অনেক স্টুডেন্ট আছে, অনেক মানুষ স্টুডেন্ট না, লেটস সে দে আর নট স্টুডেন্ট বাট দে আর থিংকিং অফ গোয়িং টু কলেজ, রাইট? তারা আছে না, ইটস না, এটা আর পসিবলই না। হাউ ডু ইউ হেল্প দোজ পিপল, ইউর কলেজ? একটু বলেন।
Like when some students ask me some questions regarding when they are
বাংলায় বলতে পারেন আপনি, অসুবিধা নেই।
যখন তারা অনেক সময় কনফিউজ থাকে যে ওরা এই বিষয়টা পড়তে চায় বাট বুঝতে পারছে না যে ঠিক এইটার কোন স্পেসিফিকেশন নিয়ে তারা পড়তে চায় বা কোন এমফাসিসটা হলে ভালো হয়, তখন সেক্ষেত্রে আমরা যেটা করি যে অনেক সময় ওই স্পেসিফিক ডিপার্টমেন্টে আমরা তাদেরকে ইন্ট্রোডিউস করিয়ে দিই। অথবা ফর এক্সাম্পল, আই ক্যান গিভ ইউ এক্সাম্পল, একটা স্টুডেন্ট যদি এভিয়েশনে পড়তে চায়, আমরা তাকে হয়তো পুরো এভিয়েশনটা ট্যুরে নিয়ে গেলাম, সেখানে প্রতিটা কোর্স রিলেটেড বা যে টেকনিক্যাল প্রজেক্ট বা যে সমস্ত জিনিস নিয়ে তারা পড়তে চাচ্ছে, তারা সরাসরি ডিপার্টমেন্টগুলির সাথে কথা বলতে পারছে, এবং কস্ট এবং দ্য ডিউরেশন সবকিছু তারা নিজেরা জানতে পারছে এবং অ্যাটমসফিয়ারটা দেখতে পাচ্ছে। সেখান থেকে তারা অনেক হেল্পফুল হয়, এবং তার প্যারেন্টসরাও ক্যান কাম অ্যান্ড অ্যাটেন্ড টু সি অ্যান্ড দে ক্যান ডিসাইড ফ্রম দ্যাট পয়েন্ট।
ওকে, সো এই অনেকভাবে মানে আপনার সাথে কি অনেকে যোগাযোগ করে বাংলাদেশ থেকে সরাসরি?
করে, আমাকে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ করে, আমাকে ফেসবুক পর্যন্ত করে।
হ্যাঁ, তো আমি আসবো, কারণ মোস্ট অফ দ্য কোয়েশ্চেন কি হতে পারে সেটা নিয়ে আমরা একটু প্রশ্ন করব।
বিষয় হচ্ছে, আই এম an alumni of Southern Utah University, and I'm also working here. But when I connected with the Southern Utah University, I first email I sent guess who received it?
I have no idea.
Stephen of them.
No.
Yeah, true. At the same time, I was like in Idaho and Arizona. There are other two universities. At the same time, I like tried to connect, but this is the one, the most quick time, fastest.
ওকে সো আমি এখানে আসবো কারণ এখানে অনেকে স্ট্রাগল করে কারণ অনেকে জানেন না যে where do they go রাইট
Right.
তো আমি এখানে আসবো কারণ আমি তুলে ধরবো কোথায় কন্ট্যাক্ট করতে না Dr. Allen, I'm going to go back to you.
Okay.
You were just talking about foreign students and stuff like that, and how we can help them, people who are watching. So, what are the opportunities does Southern Utah University offer specifically for international students, including those specifically from Bangladesh or Southeast Asia? Because we have people watching from Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Pakistan. So, I will just bundle them up as one.
Yeah, it's a great question. We offer online programs. We offer face-to-face programs. We offer graduate degrees and then a PsyD and a doctorate in psychology. And so if a student wants to come to the United States, just like Rownak did, we are available to contact via email or WhatsApp, and we try to find out what their interest is. We help them get admitted, and then we provide some guidance on the visa interview. So many people are worried about not being able to get a visa at the interview stage, and we really try to help students through that. And we've had a great success rate of coaching and helping. Ultimately, the consul around the world, they wanted to know that the students are going to come back to their home country, and so. Students that are sincere students, we feel like we can give them the tools to help them be successful. Once they arrive, we have airport pickup. We have courses to help them acculturate to a new place, a new country, and staff that are available to help them navigate all the changes and new things that they'll be experiencing. My experience has been that Bangladeshi students and students from all over the world are incredibly talented and hardworking, and they just need an environment where they can be successful and thrive. And so we try to help every student where they're at.
Yeah, that's great. You touched on the visa and the process and stuff. I have a complete segment for that. So I think a lot of people are thinking, and this is what we get to hear from the news outlets and medias that because of President Trump, everything is on hold. Nobody can get visa. I don't know what these guys are talking about today. So আপনারা যারা দেখছেন that এই প্রসেসটা নিয়ে ভিসা প্রসেস আমরা কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে কথা বলবো কারণ দ্যাট ইজ দ্য মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট ইনফরমেশন এটি অনেকেই মনে করেন বন্ধ হয়ে আছে ফরেন স্টুডেন্টদের ভিসা দেওয়া হচ্ছে না not true সো সেই ইনফরমেশনটা আমি তুলে দেবো কিন্তু তার আগে আরো কয়েকটি প্রশ্ন আছে রওনক আমি যাচ্ছি আপনার কাছে অনেক স্টুডেন্ট এটা এখানে হতে পারে বাংলাদেশ মানে উইদিন ইউএস হতে পারে যে তাদের অনেকে আছে অর্ধেক কলেজ করে আর শেষ করাটা রাইট আবার অনেকে আছে শুরু করার পরে 2-3 সেমেস্টার পর ড্রপ হয়ে যায় সো তাদেরকে নর্মালি ট্রান্সফার স্টুডেন্ট বলা হয় আমরা ধরে নিই কিউনি থেকে কেউ যাচ্ছে সিটি ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ নিউ ইয়র্ক রাইট অথবা বাংলাদেশের থেকে কেউ আসার চেষ্টা করছেন আমরা ধরে নিব দ্যাট ইজ এ ট্রান্সফার স্টুডেন্ট অলসো রাইট ইন আ ওয়ে দ্যাট ইজ এ ট্রান্সফার স্টুডেন্ট রাইট সো Jara can a transfer student who transfer credit from community colleges. We have 3 years colleges in New York City, right? Community colleges. Even university, jara ache in the US or abroad, can they transfer like tara ki transfer korte pabe tader credit gulo? And এই প্রসেসটা কি সিম্পল না ডিফিকাল্ট এটা যদি আমাদেরকে একটু বলেন তাহলে অনেকের বুঝতে সুবিধা হবে সো দুটো অংশ একটা হচ্ছে দেশের ভিতরে একটা হচ্ছে দেশের বাইরে
This is very simple. The admission requirement, in the admission requirement, we need the transcript. When we see the transcript, we can see how many credits we can transfer. And they can transfer their savings if they are here. And also if they are outside the country, that's very, very easy. We have a specific team who work on that. We just hand over those students to them and it's very quick and easy for them to be transferred here.
তার মানে দেশের যারা কমিউনিটি কলেজ থেকে আসবেন তাদের ক্রেডিট ইজিলি ট্রান্সফারেবল এটা একটি ব্যাপার যারা মনে করেন কেউ আছেন ঢাকা ইউনিভার্সিটিতে পড়ছেন জাহাঙ্গীরনগর ইউনিভার্সিটিতে পড়ছেন চিটাগাং ইউনিভার্সিটি হতে পারে তাদের অবস্থাটা কেমন হবে
সো ইউ মিন যে ঢাকা ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে কিছু ক্রেডিট তারা
হ্যাঁ, মনে
করেছে
করেন
এখন
আপনি
ট্রান্সফার
শেষ
করতে
করেননি,
চাচ্ছে।
আপনি মনে করেন 4 বছরের কলেজে 2 বছর শেষ করেছেন, এখন আপনি মনে করছেন যে ইউ নো হোয়াট, আমি ফর এক্সাম্পল আমি ইংলিশ অনার্স করছি, you know what, let me try in the US, maybe I can finish the other 2 years there. So by that time তাদের অনেক ক্রেডিট হয়ে যায় সব।
So we suggest
সেক্ষেত্রে
those
কি হবে?
students to have a evaluation so that we can see how many credits we can consider as a US equivalent.
আচ্ছা, সেটা একটা ইভালুয়েশন লাগে।
Yes.
Right, আচ্ছা।
And I would add that we're very generous. We when we look at
You know
students
how I
coming
know
from,
you're generous?
how
Because I was going through your university website and I found that, and যারা দেখছেন, আপনারা যারা দেখছেন তারা কিন্তু তাদের জন্য অত্যন্ত অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ এই বিষয়। I'm sorry to cut you off.
yeah.
Utah University, Southern Utah University, আপনার যদি GPA 2.0 থাকে, which is very very low, তারপরে আপনি ট্রান্সফার করতে পারবেন to a 4 years college. আমি নিউ ইয়র্ক সিটিতে বলবো অলমোস্ট অসম্ভব। ওকে, অলমোস্ট অসম্ভব, আপনাকে কেউ নিবেই না। ওকে, সো I just told them that, you know, your university takes, even if you have a 2.0 GPA, you take him and polish him and give him an opportunity. Please start from there.
Yeah, so our admissions criteria for students coming out of high school is a 2.0 GPA or higher. So if you're coming from a transfer school or from high school, it's going to be a 2.0. We waive the SAT or ACT for international students. And so we're looking at the high school performance. Language proficiency, if you're have graduated from a non-US school, and that can be done through the Duolingo or IELTS or TOEFL. But on the Duolingo, we're looking at about 105 language proficiency.
Right. I know I'm going ahead of myself because this is something I want to stay on course. I was going to go into scholarship and financial aid, but I'm going to go to that later.
Okay.
What are the programs that you know your college, your university rather, offers for domestic and international students? Let's go there.
Yeah, that's a great question. So one of our top programs is our School of Business. It is AACSB accredited, which means that it is among the top 5% of schools of business in the world. And so that's programs like marketing, accounting, economics, hotel, resort, and hospitality management. So that's one school with a lot of programs that's very strong. We also have great computer science, cybersecurity, biology, chemistry, are great programs. Electrical engineering, civil engineering, also top programs for the university. These programs require math and hard work, but we have a very high placement rate, and those placement rates help students find a job.
Yeah, so that's great. And I'm going to have a similar question to Rownak. Rownak, আপনি যদি একটু বাংলা আমাদেরকে বলতে পারেন, যে প্রোগ্রামগুলো অফার করা হয় আপনার সাউদার্ন ইউটা ইউনিভার্সিটিতে, এই প্রোগ্রামগুলো সম্বন্ধে একটু বলবেন বাংলায়, হ্যাঁ, এবং এটি ডোমেস্টিক এবং ফরেন দুজনের জন্যই প্রযোজ্য কিনা সেটা আমি শুনতে চাই। এবং দ্য হাই ক্লাস প্রোগ্রামগুলো, মানে দ্য প্রোগ্রাম দ্যাট অ্যাকচুয়ালি স্ট্যান্ডস আউট, যেটার জন্য সাউদার্ন ইউটা ইউনিভার্সিটি বিখ্যাত, যে প্রোগ্রামগুলোর জন্য।
আমার কাছে মনে হয় সাউদার্ন ইউটা ইউনিভার্সিটি ফ্যামিলিয়ার আমি বলতে পারবো যে আমার জন্য মনে হয় ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট, কারণ এটা হচ্ছে যে স্টুডেন্টরা এখানে হ্যান্ডস অন এক্সপিরিয়েন্স সেটা পাচ্ছে। আমি একটা এক্সাম্পল দিচ্ছি, যেমন আমি মার্কেটিং এর একটা কোর্স করেছিলাম। আই রিমেম্বার দ্যাট আই ডিড আ marketing course and a professor taught me how to build a own website, how to market yourself.
How to market yourself, right?
So I learned that. I remember that, and that was very helpful for me, useful for me to make our own, website. I can show you later after this show.
Yeah.
What I made.
Well, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm very interested to see what you have done.
And you see that I'm still working in marketing department, right?
Right.
But I changed my mind and I wanted to teach something.
Right.
So the university suggested me to have a TESOL certificate. That means teaching certificate that can help you to learn how to teach grades and all this.
That's true.
So that helped me to taught 2 online courses last semester.
Wonderful. Dr. Allen, I'm going to go back to you.
Yeah.
There are some classes, some degrees that you offer. I was looking up, such as medical degrees, aviation. I saw also computer science. I saw some of the programs which is not outright medical college, but related to medical college programs. And if you could just give me some insight in terms of aviation, what you guys offer, and why is it so popular? Also for medical, because a lot of people, I spoke with few over the last 2 months, they can't get into medical college because two things. The requirements are too high, so they can't get in. And then once they get in, they find it very challenging when all of a sudden they're hit with anatomy, physiology, or biology, and physics. So first, explain to me why your aviation, finance, computer science, and medical programs are so popular.
Yeah, aviation, there is a shortage of aviation professionals all around the world. We offer a couple of programs. We offer a fixed wing aviation program, pilot program. That's for people that want to fly airplanes or fly for United Airlines, Delta Airlines. And we are at a high elevation, and so our pilots are flying in some of the most difficult terrain. And so this is really valuable because they are having training that others at lower elevations just aren't. The challenge isn't there like it is in Cedar City, Utah. We also have aviation maintenance and aviation administration. And so these programs in the United States and around the world are in really high demand. We've worked very closely with the FAA to ensure that our curriculum is relevant and universal. And so we have a lot of confidence in the experience that students get. They will spend a lot of time flying our modern planes that are incredibly safe. Just as a side note, our planes have a built-in parachute system. If something were to go terribly wrong, first of all, you have an instructor with you. But if something were to go wrong, and that plane was diving to the ground, they can pull that safety system, and that parachute will save the plane, but also, more importantly, save the occupants inside. So aviation, really high demand throughout the country and the world. Other programs, medicine. If you look at the past year, one of the only sectors that have really grown in a meaningful way in the United States in terms of jobs being produced and in need has been in the healthcare industry. So everything from nursing to helping students get into PA school and medical school, we help students with that. Our pre-med program is designed to help students get shadowing experience with doctors and specialists. We also create opportunities for students to give service in a field that relates to what they're doing. So, for example, if we have students wanting to go into dentistry, they might help run a fluoride program at a local elementary school. And so the idea is that we create service that is relevant to the field that they want to study in. When you're going to medical school or dental school or pharmacy school, there's entrance exams. And so we do test preparation for students so that they get the best score possible on that MCAT or whichever entrance exam that they're preparing for. And finally, in the engineering sector, we have opportunities for students to have real-world experience where they take on clients, the students, and learn communication skills and the soft skills that sometimes engineers struggle with. And so we're just trying to help create outcomes where students are ready to have meaningful careers that bring them joy, but also bring in a good paycheck for them.
Dr. Allen, I have to tell you, you've been very stingy about information, okay? So I'll tell you why. Because when you are talking about the medical programs, we know this is one of the toughest and hardest programs to get in. You mentioned about MCAT.
Yeah.
Difficult as it is, but that's after graduation, right? Now, you mentioned something really, really important, which is shadowing a doctor, or you are sending, while this student is studying medical, you are sending, your university is sending to a medical facility to shadow a doctor. I can't name names, okay, because I'll be in trouble legally. Very well-known college, university in New York City, New York State, I would say. Okay? And they said, yes, it's a high demand if you come to a medical school. However, in some cases, we will not be able to provide you shadowing a doctor. You may have to find your own way or your own reference to do that. You are telling me Southern Utah University is going to send a medical school student to a facility, basically in a way internship, so that hands-on learning can start happening. Say that.
Yeah. So
I'm going to go to aviation. Good thing you said that you have the parachutes. I was just wondering.
Yeah. Well, I want to start by saying that for the past 20 years, we have had at least 90% acceptance rate into medical school.
90%?
90%.
Before you move on, what are the requirements?
So for medical school, they're looking for well-rounded candidates that have shown leadership, service, grades, test scores, and then an interview.
Right.
And so they are looking at a real holistic approach when it comes to medical school. I think our secret sauce is that we provide personal attention. And so that goes back to the shadowing. There are so many different areas of specialty in the medical field that if students have a sense of what it's like to be a general practitioner versus an oncologist versus a urologist, it really helps them understand what they're preparing for, and we want students to really follow their passion. We want to give them all the information they need to make a good decision. And that includes, what do I specialize in when I go to medical school?
By now, people are wondering, well and good, they have aviation, they have medical, but how much that cost? Arms and a leg? I'm going to come to you in a second.
Yeah,
right?
Good question.
So that's a natural question. It's like, okay, I got it. Dr. Allen is a good guy. Southern State University is a good student, university, and I have a chance to get in there, but at what cost? So I'm going to come to you for walking me through the process, but I'm going to go to Rownak at this point. যারা বাংলাদেশ থেকে দেখছে, যারা এখান থেকে দেখতেছে, ওকে, খুব ভালো কথা, হাবিব ভাই প্রোগ্রাম করছেন, দুইজন সাউদার্ন স্টেট ইউনিভার্সিটি থেকে এসেছেন. I don't have that kind of money, but I want to study. So আমাকে আপনি স্কলারশিপটা বোঝান, আপনাদের ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল এইড এবং মেজর কনসার্ন ফর ফ্যামিলিজ, যেটা সব ফ্যামিলির থাকে. আমি তো আমার ছেলে বা মেয়েকে পাঠাতে চাই, আমার তো এত টাকা নেই, রাইট? So explain your scholarship programs, financial aid, right? এবং কোন টাইপের, how many types of financial assistance are available for domestic and for international, please?
For international students, we have scholarship every year, per year, up to...
For international?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
I'm listening.
Yeah, the top scholarship for international students per year is up to $9,000 right now.
মানে আপনি বলছেন যে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্টুডেন্ট যারা আছেন তারা স্কলারশিপ পেতে পারে up to $9,000.
Right. Depending on their GPA. Well, GPA,
there's a condition attached to it. It's not free handout. Yeah. I like it because, hey, you want something, I have something to give, but you need to earn it. আপনাকে আর্ন করতে হবে, সেটা বলছেন আপনি, বাট আমাকে একটু প্রসেসটা বোঝান.
Yeah, they have to...
মনে করেন আমি আসলাম বাংলাদেশ থেকে, আমি একজন ফরেন স্টুডেন্ট, I'm studying medical, let's say medical science, right? Or medical technology, whatever, nursing, for example. আমি কি করতে হবে আমাকে যে আমি যাতে scholarship পাই?
No, the student doesn't have to do anything. We will make sure that he receives the scholarship when he receives the admission letter together.
Really?
Yeah, Stephen can...
So when they apply, they're automatically considered for scholarships. I love this question. But yeah, they're automatically considered when they apply for admission.
In other words, plain English, when I apply, I am already eligible for scholarship. Walk me through the process, because this is the most important process, because after this I'm going to go to financial aid, because they're two different things.
Yeah. So when a student applies for admission, we are collecting all the information that we need to grant a scholarship. We're using merit, and so we're looking primarily at high school or college GPA. And so we know what they're eligible for, and so when that admission letter comes electronically, also attached to that is a scholarship letter, and we have 3 levels: a $4,000, a $7,000, and a $9,000.
Yeah.
The other thing we do that I think is pretty unique is it is automatically renewable. We do not do a bait and switch where you have to maintain a really high GPA to keep it. As long as you are enrolled each year, that scholarship will renew automatically. And so there's not that added stress of what's going to happen if I lose my scholarship. Here's something that people don't realize. International students typically will have a lower average GPA than domestic students. But international students tend to persist and graduate at a much higher rate than domestic students. So for us, it doesn't make sense to hold a GPA over their head because we know that they are talented, but many are dealing with a language, English as a second language. And so they can count on that scholarship for the entirety of their studies.
Yeah, and this is a very important aspect you just mentioned, because for many Bangladeshis, right, English is a second language. So if you were to go to Canada for a study, you need to learn French. I mean, I gave up. I couldn't say one word right? I took, that was my second language, first try. I dropped it. I took Spanish in a second. Much easier.
Yes.
So going back to, if you want to go to Canada, you have to learn a second language, which is difficult. I'm not saying it's a beautiful language, French, but it's difficult. You want to go to China. A lot of people are going to China nowadays. You have to learn Chinese. Mandarin, mainland Mandarin is no joke. I hands down. I mean, if you could learn it, it's all the kudos to you. Yeah. But when you're already halfway through there, because English is the second language in Bangladesh, English is the official language in government works and all these things, and in universities, except that you are already halfway there. Now, you are going to struggle a bit. That's for sure. If you go to England, you're going to struggle differently. You're going to come to this country, you are going to struggle. But what he's saying is they're there to help you. It's a natural progression that you will have to get better, and they are there to help. And this is where a lot of people get scared, I think. So, oh my God, I know I understand English, but I don't know what this guy was saying.
Well, and the great thing is we have intensive English program.
Yeah.
And so,
because I was looking up on your online.
Yeah, so if a student doesn't meet our language proficiency, they can take classes. They're every 6 weeks, and it's academic English. And so we're preparing students to be confident in the classroom.
Right.
And sometimes students come and they meet our English proficiency, but they feel weak in writing or speaking. And so they can add, for just a couple $100, they can add a workshop class to help them hone in on a certain skill, like reading or writing or presentation skills.
Yeah.
So
you were speaking, I'm just going through in my head that we need many more programs like this, because I really want to touch on each individual program, such as you mentioned aviation. Aviation is life on itself, but you also mentioned it's not just becoming a pilot. You also have maintenance program, meaning you are airplane engineer. In other words, you're going to work in hangars and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
So you also mentioned medical degrees. You mentioned about information technology and cybersecurity. We will have to get all this information out. It will take time, but we will do it on a different day. But today I'm just introducing, in a nutshell, what your university does and how can the students who want to come here, the student in New York, especially, it could be anywhere in the US, can actually take advantage of your, I would say, generosity. Is that a right word?
yeah, generosity.
Yeah. So, right, because because I saw your ranking. Your ranking is pretty up there.
Yeah.
Right. So come to a college which is ranked, higher up there, and getting, let's say, a medical degree. It's no joke. It's a life-changing event.
It is, and I think you'll find that our students are happy. We're not in a major city, and sometimes that scares students, and they're worried that they're not might be able to find foods they're accustomed to or have a community. But the fact of the matter is we have students from nearly 100 countries, and there's 1,000 international students. So connection comes very easy. We try to be really intentional about ensuring that students connect with domestic and international students so that they feel welcome.
Yeah.
The cost of living is also something else I think you've got to consider. What's the bottom line?
Yeah.
And the cost of living compared to New York City or the West Coast is so affordable. Our room and board package is about $6,300 for the year. And
That's $6,300
$6,300 for a 9-month academic year.
Yeah, I will divide that with 12. Let's say, for example, right? That will come down to roughly $500 a month.
Yeah.
That's food and accommodation.
Food, yep, room and board.
Board and food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't believe this. But I'm going to come back to you because I think a lot of people who are watching, they're going to be interested about these things. But Rownak, আমি আপনার কাছে যাচ্ছি আবারও। অনেক ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্টুডেন্ট যারা এই প্রোগ্রামটা দেখবেন পরবর্তীতে এখনো দেখছেন হয়তো বা তারা বলবেন যে আমি তো এতদিন জানতাম I can go to New York City to study, New Jersey, Connecticut, right? এরা বলতেছে Southern Utah University. I'm to Southern Utah University, Utah. I didn't hear this. What country is this, right? অনেকেই আছেন first time.
Right.
This is one of the states in the U.S. One of the 50 states. Now, স্বাভাবিকভাবে প্রশ্ন ওঠে আমি তো I've never heard about this state. আমি কখনো শুনি নাই। আমি যে ওখানে থাকবো কিভাবে? তো আপনি তো ওখানে আছেন। আপনি কতদিন ধরে আছেন?
4 years.
ওকে, সো আপনার এখানে অ্যাডজাস্ট কিভাবে করলেন? তারপরে আপনি যারা নতুন আসবে তারা তো বলবে যে আমার তো একটা সাপোর্ট সার্ভিসের দরকার পড়বে। ডাজ দ্য ইউনিভার্সিটি প্রোভাইড? ইউনিভার্সিটি আপনাকে কিভাবে সাপোর্ট দিল? এবং আপনারা নতুন স্টুডেন্ট যারা আসে তাদের জন্য কিরকম সাপোর্ট সিস্টেম চিন্তা ভাবনা করেন বা রাখেন, academically and personally?
I started receiving the support before I arrived here. My housing was, confirmed through the university. There's a whole team working on that, like where I will be coming, and they received me from the airport.
Right.
For the first time. I mean, I came here in US first time. That was the first day I came, and they received me. And like my first flight, the domestic flight was canceled. Very unfortunate. Yeah. And the shuttle bus.
And you were a new student, and not a new student. You were a newcomer in this country.
Right. I don't know anything. Then Stephen, I somehow managed one group to stay there till midnight for me to take me because I didn't know anything, and I was really, overwhelmed, and I was very happy, feel very safe to be my new place. And then I found the housing there. And also you're talking about the housing, the accommodation price,
থাকা খাওয়ার খরচ যেটা আমরা বলি, একটা জিনিস ডক্টর অ্যালেন বলেছেন যে it's very cheap.
এটা ডিপেন্ড করে যে স্টুডেন্ট, যেমন আমি একটা প্রাইভেট বেডরুমে থাকা যায়, আবার অনেকে শেয়ার করে থাকতে চায় ছেলেমেয়েরা, হ্যাঁ সেটাতে আরো কম খরচে থাকা যেতে পারে,
মানে আরো কম খরচ হতে পারে, মানে $500 চেয়ে কম খরচ হতে পারে।
হ্যাঁ, তো আমি প্রাইভেটে যখন স্টুডেন্ট ছিলাম প্রাইভেটে ছিলাম, বাট অনেকে আমি দেখলাম যে ছেলেমেয়েরা শেয়ার করে এবং দ্যাটস ফাইন, দে ক্যান শেয়ার।
Yeah, two friends can come, two girls, and they say,
to be together.
Yeah.
They can cook together, they can.
কিন্তু আপনি বলছেন যে ইউনিভার্সিটি আপনার সাথে এই ব্যাপারে সর্বাত্মক সহযোগিতা করেছিল, এবং আপনি কখনোই একা ফিল করেন। Never felt
and
that
we
you are
also,
left out.
the celebrate our international affairs, celebrate so many things, like Diwali, Eid, Ramadan, other festivals. They participate with us, and we do a lot of fun there.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's
we know how to have fun.
I'm just joking.
That's for sure.
And the reason I'm joking because I saw your the university, its campus. It's more than 1,000 acres, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, over 1,000 acres. It's a huge facility. Now, it also, incorporates different cultures, different people, different color, different race. It doesn't really matter,
And the most exciting part that I wanted to share that this is a beautiful place to live in. Very peaceful. People who like hiking, mountain, lake, boat, they will enjoy a lot here.
Yeah.
And
so I will find you sometimes by the Colorado River.
You'll find so many things there. You should.
Right, out hiking.
Right. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Now let me ask you a question, Dr. Allen. A lot of people who are watching this one, I was going to ask you a question about career and what you do after, but I want to ask that question on a different episode because আপনারা যারা দেখছেন একজন মানুষ তো গ্রাজুয়েশন করবে, গ্রাজুয়েশন পরে কি হবে? আপনি যদি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল স্টুডেন্ট হয়ে থাকেন আপনার কি হবে? আপনি লোকাল স্টুডেন্ট হয়ে থাকেন আপনার কি হবে? আপনার ইন্টার্নশিপ কে করবে? আপনাকে প্র্যাকটিক্যাল এক্সপিরিয়েন্স কে দিবে? আপনাকে কাজ কে দিবে? ওপিটি কি দিবে? সব কিছু নিয়ে আমরা আলোচনা করবো। বাট মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট পার্ট, পিপল হু আর ওয়াচিং ফ্রম abroad, overseas, they'll say, okay, Dr. sounds like a really nice guy, is really helpful. Rownak is wonderful. She has personal experience. But how do I go about applying for this college? And how do I actually go through the visa process?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do everything online. And so we have a brief forms that you fill out online, and then you create a portal. And that's where you'll upload a passport, bank statement showing about $30,000 in the bank. You'll upload your transcripts from either high school or if you're transferring from the university that you attended. And once all those things are in, we commit to 5 business day turnaround time. And so we want to be very, very quick. When you get admitted, if we have everything, you'll also get an I-20. The I-20 is what you need to make an appointment with the U.S. Embassy. And so that I-20 is very important. It is sent electronically and securely in your admissions portal. And so once that happens, we have a team of people that will reach out to what we call onboarding. And so preparing for that visa interview, making sure that you get it scheduled, and then just preparing. When a student is at ease and confident, their chances of getting a visa are much higher. And so visiting with one of our staff members just builds that confidence so that they're comfortable and know what to expect when it's time for that interview. Once they get a visa, then we help them find and arrange for housing. We help them know when to arrive for our international orientation, and then airport pickup. Just like Rownak said, we have 3 times a year, we pick up students, and it's a really happy, joyous time. When they get to campus, it's usually in the evening, and we've got a whole group of students and staff there handing out a couple things. One, keys to their residence hall, toilet paper, and if they pre-ordered their
Meal.
their linens, we have that ready for them.
Okay. Beddings and all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. রৌনক, আমরা অনুষ্ঠান একেবারে শেষের দিকে আছি। আমাকে বলেন আগামী সেমেস্টারটা কবে শুরু হবে আপনাদের, এটি একটি ব্যাপার। টার্মস এন্ড অ্যাপ্লিকেশন ডেডলাইন, এটি একটি ব্যাপার। আরেকটা হচ্ছে যে রিকোয়ার্ড ডকুমেন্টস গুলো কি, আপনি যদি বাংলায় সবাইকে একটু বুঝিয়ে বলুন। আর ইংলিশ প্রফিসিয়েন্সি কি লাগে?
আচ্ছা, নেক্সট আমাদের ইনটেক হচ্ছে ফল,
which is in September.
Yes, September, but the deadline for the international students was in July 15th.
So it's gone.
But yeah, if they're still, very close already, we can consider. But if the student wants to study online, they are welcome to. We can still take them.
Yeah. How about the next one? The
next
spring
one is spring 2027
which is
in January. The class will start on January. And the deadline
October 15th.
is October 15th.
October 15th. Tell me the intake, the document, required documents and English proficiency test that is required for those.
The Stephen যেটা বললো যে আমাদের 3 বছরের একটা বাংলাদেশি ছেলে মেয়ে যদি হয় তাদের হয়তো এসএসসি, এইচএসসি এন্ড জিএসসি বলে একটা থাকে ট্রান্সক্রিপ্ট, এই 3 বছরের ট্রান্সক্রিপ্ট দরকার হয় ব্যাচেলরের ভর্তির জন্য। আর হচ্ছে সাথে ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল একটা ফর্ম থাকে যে কিনা স্পন্সর করবে, সেটা আমরা তার স্টুডেন্টকে দেই। তারা যদি বাবা স্পন্সর করে হয়তো সে সিগনেচার করবে, মা স্পন্সর করলে, অথবা সামটাইমস স্টুডেন্ট নিজেই স্পন্সর হয় তাহলে ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল ফর্মের দরকার নেই, শুধু ব্যাংক স্টেটমেন্টটা দিলেই হবে। আর ইংলিশ প্রফিসিয়েন্সি যেটা বললো, যদি কোনো স্টুডেন্ট অনেক সময় প্রশ্ন করে আমাকে যে সে ইংলিশ মিডিয়াম থেকে পড়েছে, তা আমরা এমওআই একসেপ্ট করবো কিনা, বা এসইউ we do not accept the MOI unless a student studies from a English language country.
ESL অথবা Duolingo এই ধরনের একটা কিছু থাকতে হবে।
Right. Duolingo, I personally like encourage students to have the Duolingo because that's very quickest and easy to, more than easy process to get the registered and get the test done within short time, and it's also cheapest, I think.
Right. Yeah, I believe so too. So we are almost towards the end of the program. I know we're going to continue further programs and give them more details. But prospective students who are looking at it, right, or watching our program, what would be your message to them, Dr. Allen?
Well, I want to give students hope. The world is volatile, and there are times when headwinds come, and I don't want students to give up hope if things look discouraging, because everything's cyclical. And so by preparing now, putting effort in now, things will open up. I had a student that got a visa denied, and so we started down the online education route, and after a year she was able to get into the university and come for a face-to-face opportunity. And I think her taking a year of online courses, when she went back to re-interview, it said something to the consulate. It told the consulate that I'm serious about my education, and she was able to not lose a step in her goal of attaining a degree. And that same spirit of personal attention, it's in practice whether you're online or face-to-face. And so reach out, don't give up, keep pressing forward. 𝗖cie.edu/international is a great place to learn more about the admissions process and where to go from here.
Dr. Allen, I really appreciate you coming down here and talking to me and talking to us and give guidance to the prospective students and whoever wants to come and join Southern Utah University. I really appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, I really thank you. And I really hope to continue this program so that it gives more clarity to others.
Well, you're welcome. It has been our pleasure to be with you tonight, so thank you very much.
Rownak?
We are very glad to have you and to promote our university towards the...
It is not promote your university. I want to open the door for a lot of people. Dr. Allen at the end, যেটি বলছিলেন, was very important. কোনো কারণে যদি আপনার ভিসা ডিনাই হয়ে যায়, তাহলে আপনি অনলাইনে শুরু করে দিবেন Southern State Utah University. Then the next semester or the semester after, আপনি বলবেন, তখন তারা এমবাসি থেকে দেখবে আপনি জেনুইনলি পড়ালেখা করতেছেন, right? And they have a way to say something about this. তখন মানে your visa is going to be given, and then physically you have to come anyway, because there are some things you can do online and there are some things that you have to be here physically. So eventually that's going to happen, but your intent to become a student and continue your education, it becomes very clear to the visa officers or the embassy. So that's the way to go. I hope আজকের প্রোগ্রাম আপনাদের সবার কাজে লাগবে, যারা prospective students, যারা একটি পথ খুঁজছেন to upgrade your skill, upgrade your education, get a degree and go somewhere that you deserve to be. দেখা হবে পরবর্তী অনুষ্ঠানে। শুভরাত্রি।
TBN 24 টেলিভিশন দেখতে আজই কল করুন 7187776556। লগ ইন করুন www.totalcablebd.com।
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TBN 24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।